What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's going on with the overall market moving forward and what you should be watching for with data coming out, not to mention the new developments on the charts. But before I break things down, most information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, when it comes to the data that just came out, we have consumer inflationary expectations once again aligned with expectations. It's part of why the market's holding up, but we also have the bill auctions coming out at 11:30 a.m. in just about a couple of minutes from now. So we'll see what the reaction is, at least for the markets. But right now, I just want to mention that SPY is showing, I would say, just less strength than before. Yes, we pumped very nicely. We did go a little bit higher as we predicted, up to about this 556 resistance, but SPY failed to really hold up and really continue to break out from here. So because you reject here, our next support is going to be very close to this 555 to 554.8 area. That's going to be where our 20 EMA is on the 30 minutes time frame. If we were to lose this, there'll be an even bigger dip coming all the way back down to 553.8. So we watch to see if that ends up being the case or not. Overall, SPY shuffling right here very close to 555. So SPY is like showing a little bit of weakness, in my opinion. A little bit of weakness is kind of like building here. It pumped so hard for the last 3 days. Now it's starting to show some signs of exhaustion. So we'll see if we can try to hold above these levels. If we do end up breaking past 556, we have potential to squeeze even higher if we do break resistance. But so far, it hasn't been able to do that. And if we end up losing support at 555, look for a dip. That is looking like we're closer to 555 right now. So we'll see how well this holds up. For Tesla, on the other hand, we're actually looking very bullish. Tesla is on fire. It's absolutely exploding. We had a nice range that was developing. I did mention to everyone I might see some consolidation before we go up higher. Instead of consolidating for much longer, so we actually had about a day and a half of consolidation, even during the pre-market. But instead, the run up actually ended up coming, much quicker than the consolidation phase. So this kind of suggests that Tesla could be going all the way up to about 258, and eventually the 260s, in my personal opinion. If we break 260, I'll be looking at these levels I had marked earlier. That's going to be 262.5 and 264 are going to be two levels worth noting if we do continue to break out. And I do favor us going all the way up there as long as we hold above 255. If we lose that, look at 253, then 250 as our supports. Look at resistance at 258, then these higher levels like 260 plus. Overall, with the double bottom structure that's developing on Tesla, I favor upside a little bit more, and Tesla's outperforming the market to some large extent. That's a good sign for Tesla, so it's doing a very, very good job. Nvidia, on the other hand, struggled to hold above 130. We kind of rejected a bit only to come back down to the 20 EMA around 127. Now we're just kind of shuffling very close between 127 and 129. We're going to likely continue to do so at least as time goes on. So we are stuck right now, going back and forth and back and forth. I think we're going to likely continue to shuffle in this range, but Nvidia did a good job at kind of like popping, trying to hold above 127. So we'll just have to see how things go from here. But my guts tells me we'll just continue to range trade on Nvidia. We have the range that's been established. You guys can see how it kind of range traded on Friday. We're going to see something very similar today from this point on, in my personal opinion. So I'm not really seeing much going on with it. For Bitcoin, we are trying to rebound a bit. Look at 56,600 S resistance, close to the 20 EMA. If that breaks, we're going up to 57,000. If you reject, you're going to be coming back down towards 55,000. I think there's a good chance we try to rebound and push it a little higher, so we'll see if that ends up being the case. But overall, we're doing a pretty darn good job. I think Bitcoin is going to retest this resistance. We'll have to see if we get a rejection or not. But overall, I'm going to be very, very patient. For the QQQ, this is actually outperforming SPY right now. We're actually trying to break to all-time highs. The resistance I'll be looking for is around 497.5. I'll be looking at this range very, very carefully. So right about here, if this breaks, I think 498 is going to be our next target. If you fail to break past 497.5, kind of come back down, I'll be looking at support at 496.8. Then 496 is going to be where we have the 20 EMA, followed by 495. So I'll be watching to see how we end up developing right here as we have this nice range. And overall, the QQQ is looking pretty strong. So it has more upside potential, looking pretty good. I think that this could continue to push higher from here as it's still outperforming SPY. What else is helping this is Aapl. Aapl dipped quite a bit all the way back down towards 223.5, only to rebound back up to about 227. We have this imbalance to fill up here at 227. I'll be watching to see how we end up holding up. If we lose 226, we're going to be looking for 225. And if we hold this, we're going to be looking for a rebound. Overall, Apple's doing a pretty good job at holding up. We'll be watching to see if we continue to push to the imbalance at 227. We'll see what kind of reaction we get from there. Supermicro, on the other hand, is breaking out thanks to bullish news. We managed to break past this trend line, so it's kind of shuffling here only to break out. And we're actually breaking through all these resistance levels. So we're approaching the resistance at 920. If that breaks, we're going all the way up to 943. If we end up losing 920, look for 900 as well as our support. But overall, Supermicro is looking very, very bullish in my personal opinion. AMD is a stock a lot of people are watching. Like we mentioned in my video yesterday, we're kind of shuffling right here around this 175 area. I think we may continue to shuffle. If we lose 173.5, we will turn a little bit more bearish. So as long as we're above that, we're going to likely continue to shuffle for now. For Coinbase, we struggled to actually hold above this trend line. I'm going to be watching this big trend line right here. We have this resistance at 222. We have support currently around 218, excuse me. If we lose 218, I'll be looking for more downside towards 214. If we break past resistance, I'll be looking for 224. My guts tells me 222 is coming in some consolidation, so I'll be watching for that. Amazon's testing 200. We're still forming a very, very nice wedge right here. So this is looking pretty good in my opinion. With this wedge that's forming, this could have more upside potential if we start breaking out to 202 plus. I'll be watching to see if that ends up being the case or not. For Meta, if we end up breaking above 535, I'll be looking for an even bigger push, at least all the way up towards 536. And if we end up losing support at 530, I'll be looking for a dip down to 527. Meta is trying to rebound. It did dip a bit as we predicted. Now it's trying to rebound. I think we might be retesting 536, and we'll have to see what kind of reaction we get from there. Microsoft is showing some weakness. We kind of rejected here. We're going to be watching to see if we could hold 465. If that fails us, we're going to be looking at previous resistance becoming support at 462. And if we break past 467, I'll be looking for 468. Overall, we're just shuffling, but I do see a risk of it dipping a little bit lower, so just be a little bit careful. Google, we're just barely holding up. If we end up losing 191, I'll be looking at 190, then 188. If we end up breaking out, I'll be looking for 192. So I'm being very patient with this for now. GameStop is also holding up very nicely, got a nice range. We're trying to hit 25. We'll see if we close above that or not. If we do, I see potential in this setup for a nice little bounce. Look for 25 as resistance. AMC is showing more life. We have a nice inverse head and shoulders like structure. If this continues to push, I'll be looking for 5.8s to be tested. So far, AMC is building more strength and has more upside potential. With that being said, guys, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Please have a great day. We'll see how well SPY performs right here as we're approaching the 555 level, and we'll just have to be very, very patient nonetheless. But nonetheless, guys, thank you for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours for another update. With that being said, just notes that the market is approaching some tough resistance. So I just want to give you guys one last warning to be careful with the way that you trade. Just know that the market's at a very, very tough level. You could argue it's a little bit overvalued. So we'll see if the market's about to start a little pullback or not. There's no confirmation yet. We're still range bound. So give the market some time and see if SPY holds 555 or not, and see how the other stocks out there perform. Don't forget Tesla's outperforming, and we'll just have to see how things progress from here. Have a great day, guys, and peace out.